I never thought I'd get here. It's truly a miracle. I have uploaded 10 YouTube videos. I don't care about subscribers or views. I just wanted to know how long I could keep this mess up for. So for me, this really is a celebration. I will be accepting gifts and compliments. Truly a milestone. So to commemorate this joyous occasion, I thought I would do a very special 10 video and rank teenage TV shows from the year 1990 to 2000. However, to make it more extra, I thought I would add a little nostalgic twist. So the rankings are as follows.
You all letting a bag of chips!
Do you think she's prettier? She's a full-on Monet.
As if.
Talk to the hand.
These are the criteria that we will be looking at. Is it a good premise? Is it interesting? Is it fun? The theme song, does the theme song bang? Does it slap? Would it hold up in a court of law?
Case dismissed.
Problematic fave. Is there one character that you're supposed to hate but secretly you think they're great? Or is there somebody who other people think are brilliant that I think are problematic? Next, we have age appropriate. Do the actors actually look like they could feasibly pass for teenagers? Spoiler alert, many of them don't. Style, 90s style. Do the outfits bang? Was there a stylist to speak of? Teenage depiction? Are these scenarios that we can really imagine happening in the world of teenagers as we know it? And finally, future stars. Did any of them work again? Okay, let's get into it. The premise of the show is about 5 siblings who are left to fend for themselves after their parents die in a tragic crash. Not exactly fun. If this premise sounds kind of morbid and a bit dry, that's because it was. Next, we have problematic fave, which has to be the elder brother, Charlie, and he was played by Matthew Fox.
Makes me feel worse.
He was pretty lazy and lost the family loads of money and therefore they couldn't afford to feed themselves or something like that. But I don't really care because he's hot. The theme song's okay. It's a bit dry, but it kind of suits the blandness of the show. It kind of reminds me of a lower budget I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts from the Friends theme tune. Age appropriate. Let me see. Neve Campbell's supposed to be 15. Okay. Yeah, she definitely gives off that she can act like a 15-year-old. So I'm going to give her a pass on that. It's a lot of like lip-biting acting going on. The style was a little bit drab. I don't remember it giving us looks, fashion and everything that we wanted. The wardrobe, like the show, was given depression. Now, the scenario that they found themselves in was completely unrealistic. Let's be absolutely for real. Which child protection services would just let kids run the household? Also, where was the will? Did the parents not leave a will? They were managing quite a successful-ish restaurant. Why did they not think to do that? Like, no life insurance, nothing? But I will say some of the struggles that the kids went through were realistic, like drinking, heartbreak, giving up on your dreams. And then we have future stars. I mean, Matthew Fox went on to star in the iconic Lost. We don't talk about that show around here. And Neve Campbell ended up being an absolute scream queen in Scream. I'm going to put it in the Monet pile. Next up, I Don't Wanna Wait. Now, I've already done a review on this on my channel and you'll know it's not my favourite thing. Don't come for me. My 10 video anniversary. 2 childhood friends dealing with adolescents, working out whether they like each other, whether they want to be in a relationship with each other. Cool. Theme song is decent and only grated on me because I found the show annoying. So when I hear the theme song, I want to stab my own eyeballs. It is catchy-ish and it does give 90s vibes. So I'll let it off. The problematic fave for me is Dawson himself. But is he a fave? Is he a fave of anybody's? I think Joey does pass for 15, but Dawson, no, absolutely not. Lies. Nobody stood out as having impeccable style. Joey's a bit of a tomboy, so she wore a lot of overalls, a lot of denim, a lot of shorts, and they did live in like a creek, so the style's not really going to be given. Occasionally, Jen would give us a flowy, floral 90s dress moment, but no. For me personally, I don't know any teenagers that go around having existential crises every 10 minutes, but go off. But it did tackle some important issues. Had the first on-screen gay kiss that was in a romantic context, so props to Dawson's Creek for that. It tackled things like mental illness pretty well, so okay, fine. I cannot deny that this show did catapult a lot of the actors into stardom. Katie Holmes.
Tom, we've never seen you behave this way before.
I know.
Have you ever felt this way before?
I would say that on the acting front, Michelle Williams has truly set the bar quite high. I'm going to put this in... Oh, God, I want to put it in As If, but it's going in Monet against my better judgment. That wasn't something that I personally watched. I think I was too young. And therefore I found it quite boring. A brother and a sister, twins, move from Minneapolis to Beverly Hills because their dad gets a job and they're trying to fit into the new Beverly Hills teenage lifestyle. The theme song is a flop. I would say, unfortunately, the problematic fave was Tori's spelling, considering her dad was the producer of the show. So they were supposed to be playing 16-year-olds and some of them were giving me a cool 30. It's a reach, especially for this dude. Okay, I'm going to give the show props. This program slayed in the fashion department. Outfits were 10 out of 10. We got high-waisted denim, plaid shirts, nice chiffon white shirts with huge collars, blowouts. The stylists understood the assignment. I've never been rich, but I have watched a lot of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I also watched The Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, and it does appear that that is how these teenagers are living. So I'm sure some teenager somewhere can relate to this. Wish it was me. So unfortunately, Shannon Doherty, who did go on to star in Charmed, did recently pass away. Charmed was quite an iconic show, so I'd say she was definitely a star. Luke Perry also tragically passed away, but I would say he was a breakout star too. And the others, well, Tori spelling. So I'm going to put this in, it's going to go to As If. Another show that I've already reported on. I'm a journalist. Breakers High is about a group of students who go to school on a ship. That's literally the premise. For what reason, you ask? We don't know. We suspect it's because the writers just found out what a green screen was and wanted to absolutely utilize it. Na 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 hey, hey. It does the job. It's fine. Problematic fave, all of them. I can't stand any of these kids, but it's gonna have to go to Ryan Gosling. Because why is he so goofy in this show? It's a miracle though, the kids actually do look their age. The styling is kind of dead for me.
I was given a fashion show with no fashions. How dreadful.
I understand it was geared towards a younger audience, but I still think there could have been a little bit more effort made. The show focuses on more trivial aspects of teenage life. So, you know, it's light-hearted, unlike some of the other ones. We don't have dead parents in the mix. So it's fine. I mean, need I say more? Ryan Gosling, I will never know how he managed to break out of Breakers High, but I'm happy that he did. I'm going to give Breakers High, I'm going to put it in As If. I'm so sorry.
Mo to the E to the Mo to the E to the
M to the O to the E to the. Okay, so Moesha is about a upper middle class black family, and Moesha is the star. Her mum passes away, and then her dad eventually gets into a new relationship with somebody else, and it's about their life. The 90s was so fat phobic, and Kim was often the brunt of people's jokes, which I hated for her because she was the funniest, the most fabulous. The 90s needed to do better. The theme song, I mean, is brandy. Do I need to go on from the woman who gave us?
Have you ever loved somebody so much?
I think we can stop right there. However, I will say that it's not that easy to sing along with because it's brandy. I think the teens definitely looked like their age, which was great to see. And the style was exceptional, 10 out of 10, no notes. Lots of like real life struggles of a teenager. And future stars, Brandy, need I say more? Yes, she was one of my favorite artists. So this is going in You Go Girl because it's not perfect. It's not perfect. Oh, it's a bop. It's a bop. It's an undeniable bop. What can I do? I don't make the rules. Okay, so Goosebumps is about a lot of teens who find themselves in supernatural, spooky scenarios. And it's based off really popular books by, what's his name? Something Stein, is R.L. Stein. Chef's kiss. The premise is great. You were absolutely scared as a child or a teenager. Even now, when I listen to the theme tune, which isn't particularly scary, I'm like, oh my God, it's Goosebumps. I can't even watch it. There's not really a problematic fave because there was probably a few problematic episodes.
Your history, big brother. Soon I'll be the only one.
I just remember some of them being really, really dark. The kids look like kids. The style was fine. Obviously, that wasn't the focus, so I'm going to let them off. Did they depict true teenage life? Well, not necessarily, unless you were a child that has had lots of paranormal activity. And if you have, then I would say yes. Stars. I'm going to see if anybody from Goosebumps was a star. So I just Googled were there any stars from Goosebumps, and lo and behold, freaking Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling was the 90s. He was in everything. My God. So therefore, I feel very justified putting Goosebumps in You Go Girl. I don't want to hear anything about any reboots. I don't want to hear about Girl Meets World. Absolutely ridiculous. Not here for it in any way, shape or form. Boy Meets World follows a boy called Corey all the way from 6th grade. How many seasons did it run for? Let me check. 7 seasons. And we see him falling in love with Topanga. Amazing name, amazing hair, amazing girl, iconic character. We stan. His best friend, Sean, so cute. Oh my gosh. And Sean had a relationship with Angela, who was black. Who'd have thunk it? And we love Mr. Feeney as well. The theme tune was not that great, but it's okay. I guess the problematic fave would be Mr. Feeney. Like, I guess as a teenager or a child watching it, you're supposed to be like, he's an annoying teacher, but I love Mr. Feeney. He's so cute. And ultimately, he does care about the boys. It was definitely age appropriate because they literally followed this kid all the way from 6th grade. So people looked their ages. I think the style was great. Topanga, amazing. Angela's style, woo! Angela's style was absolutely off the charts. Like the hair, the braids. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Angela walked so every other girl in the 90s could run. I said it. I don't think any of them like completely were able to leave that show behind and not be recognized for that show. But obviously everybody did work after that. Anyway, I think this is like almost God tier. I'm putting this in All That and a Bag of Chips. Boy Meets World is absolutely amazing. Sister, never knew how much I missed her. Sister was a complete slay. It was about 2 twins, Tia and Tamara, who were separated at birth. And one of them has grown up with a mum who is, working class by British standards. And the other one grew up with a dad who is middle class. And they get reunited. And it's about their lives. And I love this show. I'm sorry. Absolute iconic. The theme song is, I would go out on a limb and say it's probably one of the best theme songs ever created. The twins look like their age. We love to see it. And all the other kids around them, for the most part, also look like their age. The style was incredible. Sometimes, we all have our bad days. Loved Roger. Who didn't love Roger?
Go home, Roger.
We all loved Roger. Roger's style was actually impeccable. I would say that even though the premise is something that not everybody can relate to, because not everyone is finding long lost siblings. However, I think the things that they did go through as teenagers were very relatable. Oh my God, when they used to have those sleepovers, that's quite unusual in the black household because my mum was not about that sleepover life, but it's America and we love to see it and I loved that for them. It's Tia and Tamara. They didn't even bother to change their names. They will forever be sister to me. Sister is going in All That and a Bag of Chips. Sorry, not sorry. Heartbreak High, again, we don't do reboots here. Well, we might do reboots in the future, but right now we're talking about pure 90s shows. The original Australian show was a lot. Parents being in prison, insane fights, lots of inappropriate back chat to teachers, lots of inappropriate, from what I remember, sexual advances towards teachers. It was a lot. Yeah, it basically followed a group of teenagers who lived in Australia who had some effed up lives. The theme song was forgettable. Problematic fave, I would say, would be there was a character called Rivers who, although was very, very naughty, he's a naughty boy. I didn't mind him, and I liked when he wore his hat backwards. This show was really about that fight in life. It was really about it. It was Team Too Much. My high school was by no means a school that was super like chill, but I wouldn't say we were out having fights like on the daily. I remember liking Heartbreak High because I think a lot of the students were Greek, which I had never seen represented on TV before. The style was great. Lots of baggy jeans, plaid shirts, denim jacket, lots of eyeliner. People thinking that they could sing and be in a band when absolutely that was not the case.
Ever since that day, I've been cruising around. It seems that everywhere I go, the soccer starts to burn down. Mother's in heaven, diggity, dad's all since low. My older sister pops the doorway up in Darlinghurst Road. Apology, biology, and petrol all down. So check yourself before I burn down this whack house.
I think they looked a little bit older, but more importantly, instead of looking older, they acted like they were one step away from prison sentences. In fact, I'm pretty sure some of them did go to prison. So I don't think any of them ever worked again. Sorry. So I'm going to put this in the as if category. It was a bit of a flop. And now they've made a reboot. It's like, why? Why are you ruining things for us? So this show was about a girl called Angela who lived in a fictional town with her siblings and her mum and dad, and she narrates the story, and it's about her going through the trials and tribulations of being a teenager. I don't know why they cancelled this. This was good. We had true depiction of what teenage life, and we had, more importantly, Claire Danes. I bet they regret it. I'm not normally a fan of narrated things, but she's such a phenomenal actress. Everybody in it was great. Wasn't Jared Leto in it? Like, it was so banging. It's actually really hard to get hold of episodes of this. I managed to. Maybe the kids looked ever so slightly older, but I honestly think that that's American teens just look so different from British teenager. Our 15 is giving 12 and their 12 is giving 27. The one season that we got was fantastic. The theme song is nowhere to be found. Dry, it's forgettable, it's not a bop. But I think it depicted teenage life really well. And also Jared Leto. Are people okay? Why did it get cancelled? The style was amazing. The style was giving. The waistcoats, the denim shirts, the big hair, the big fringe that you'd like use a roller to just turn underneath. Future stars. Claire Danes, Jared Leto, need I say more? Anyway, I'm going to put my so-called life in All That and a Bag of Chips. Look right down in the crowded hall. I've already reviewed so many episodes of Sweet Valley High. They should be paying me at this point. Sweet Valley High is about twins. Again, there's a theme here. I think I might do a whole episode on just twins in teenage shows, because we've got Beverly Hills 90210, we've got Sister Sister, and now we've got Sweet Valley High. Anyway, Sweet Valley High is about Jessica and Elizabeth Wakefield, and they live in Sweet Valley, which is a fictional place in California, and it's about their lives through high school. The theme song is absolutely everything you could ever ask for and more.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it.
Now, I've spoken about this before, but Jessica and Elizabeth do not give us 15 or 16 in any way, shape or form, but they are charming. The style is... it's probably some of the best styling I've ever seen, particularly on Jessica Wakefield. Lila Fowler's probably the best dressed of them all. And Winston. I'll throw Winston Egbert a bone there. People around here know that I'm obsessed with Winston Egbert. Don't at me. I guess the problematic fave would be Winston Egbert, even though I don't understand. So what, he's hot and intelligent, and I'm supposed to be turned off because... Winston is the GOAT, iconic show, and I hope that if anybody of you haven't seen it, you can check out some videos below where I review certain episodes, and will continue to do so till I run out of them. It didn't really happen for them, but they gave us something so iconic that I don't feel that they needed to do anything else after this show. Sweet Valley High is going in All That and a Bag of Chips.
Don't know
about the future, that's anybody's guess. Ain't no good reason for getting all depressed.
I love Blossom. Again, I was too young to fully appreciate it, but Blossom was that girl. Blossom is about Blossom, who's an incredibly highly intelligent, we love an intelligent queen. And she has a best friend called Six, and she lives with her dad who's divorced and her brother who's a recovering substance abuse person. And her sort of dim brother Joey as well. She's so brilliant. I think Blossom definitely looks her age. The theme song is amazing. The theme song is absolutely amazing. And not only is the theme song amazing, she gives us a dance break. She gives us one of these things. She gives us splits in the air. Six is, oh my God, Six is absolutely iconic. First of all, the name. Second of all, the style. Third of all, she's such a good friend. We stan Six in this house. So I guess the problematic fave would be Joey because he's dim, but he's also really hot. So is that really a problem? The style was absolutely 10 out of 10, no notes. Blossom always used to wear these hats. I don't know if you remember these hats. I remember them when I was literally like 5. There would be like hats where you turn them up and they'd have a flower there. And I was obsessed with those hats. And Blossom was literally the leader of the pack when it came to those hats. Six's style was, oh my God, I would wear Six's wardrobe now. She absolutely slayed in every single way. I think it did really well at dealing with teenage issues. Blossom, she had a difficult family situation and it would deal with the hard things, but then it would also deal with things like heartache and stuff. And I just loved that she was a geek. I'm not sure if I would call any of them future stars, but again, when you make something as iconic as Blossom, your work on this earth is done. Now, I hope none of them are dead, but I'm just saying you could die if you wanted to because your work would be done. Okay, anyway, Blossom is going in All That and a Bag of Chips.
It's alright, 'cause I'm safe out the field.
A white, blonde, preppy guy called Zach, and it's just about his life at school. He's not the brightest. He gets himself into all sorts of scrapes. He has a friend called Screech who I could never stand. R.I.P. Dawson. A very unlikely friendship, but it was cute or whatever. He would like talk to the camera and talk to us, the audience, which I found annoying. But he had other friends. He was in love with Kelly Kapowski. Yeah, he was a cute guy going about his daily high school life. Theme song slaps. Everyone knows it. Some of them look like children. I'd say Screech and Zach sort of look their age. Slater is giving me 35-year-old wrestler. Love him. Again, we do not speak of the reboot. We do not recognize her. We do not acknowledge her. Style was amazing. Lisa, I've done a whole video on Lisa that you can watch. They get 10 out of 10 just by virtue of having Lisa in the show. Jessie, whose whole personality was being tall, yeah, is giving us 35. Who went on to, you know, Showgirls. It was a moment. I would call it a cult classic. Everyone loves Mario Lopez, don't they? He's gone on to have a very successful career presenting. Anyway, I'm going to give Saved by the Bell, I'm going to give it a You Go Girl. It's not my favourite, but it was iconic, so... But not Clueless the film, Clueless the TV show. I don't really want to talk about this too much because it actually upsets me. The theme song is great. We just didn't need it. Obviously, the style was absolutely incredible. We had everything that we needed from the film and we just didn't need them to make a TV show out of it. But, you know, I appreciate the hustle. We've all got to eat. Amber was probably a problematic fave and I loved her. Stacey Dash is a problem, but she's definitely not a fave.
She's saying she wants to go into the woman's bathroom. She's a woman now. Go into the woman's bathroom. But why? It's a tyranny by the minority. Why do I have to suffer because you can't decide what you want to be that day?
It's really blowing. The night sky is changing overhead.
Yes, I loved her back then before I understood that she was dumb as rocks. They don't really look like teenagers. I'm just going to leave it there. Donald Faison ended up doing Scrubs, which lasted for ages and was a pretty good show. And he was really good in that. He kind of played a similar character, but I don't hate it. I'm not mad at it. I kind of loved it. But unfortunately, Clueless is going to be my first foray into Talk to the Hand. I don't know what this one is and I don't know why it's on the list, so I'm just going to skip over it. Eerie, Indiana. Eerie, Indiana, absolute classic about a young guy called Marshall who moves to a town called Indiana and lots of strange happenings happen and it's so good. Marshall decides to be a little detective boy about it and collects like evidence about why the town is weird. The theme song was absolutely nothing to write home about, but talking of writing, I do remember it would start with "To whom it may concern" and he'd be like writing a letter about Eerie, Indiana. And that is kind of iconic in itself. So I'm going to give it a pass. He definitely looked his age, so he gets points for that. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's not really giving us depicting teenage life because obviously unless you have moved to a weird town where strange things happen, it's not going to be super relatable, but I love it anyway. And the style was nothing. It wasn't about the style, so I'm going to let that slide as well. Future stars, well, the actor that played Marshall did retire. Good for him. We love to see it. It was still a fantastic show, so I'm going to put it in Monet. Now, our Buffy is just a normal girl in high school, trying to navigate high school, but also trying to navigate her duties and her destiny as a vampire slayer. She has it extremely difficult and we should all offer her some empathy at this point. That was my 1 minute of silence for Buffy, except it lasted a couple of seconds. Anyway, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was absolutely brilliant. It took me a little minute to get into it. I was never really about that vampire werewolf life. My mum is Christian and loves God. So it wasn't really until a bit later that I started to get into the brilliance of it, the campness of it. You know, she didn't look super young, but she looked young enough for me. That was fine. I think the cast were kind of age appropriate, sort of not, but I didn't really care. Theme song slapped. It wasn't a sing-along per se. It was still iconic nevertheless. So good. Very headbangy. Star was probably the best thing about the entire show. So good. The problematic fave for me would be Angel. I did not feel that a spin-off show was deserved. I did not love that for him nor for myself. I found Angel annoying. I did not enter the Angel cinematic universe. Willow was annoying as well, but I didn't mind her that much. I'm so sorry. It was Sarah Michelle Gellar. I don't think I need to say any more. Icons only. Buffy is going to go in You Go Girl. Blame Angel. Na 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 na. Way cool. So iconic. Clarissa Explains It All is about a girl called Clarissa explaining it all. So she sits on her bed and asks questions like, why do people do these things? But also gives a story. She's very sarcastic. She's spunky. Her fashions were so good. She definitely looked her age, so tick for her. It was a nice light-hearted approach to teenagedom. I'm literally struggling here. I loved Clarissa. It was wholesome. It was cute. Not much more to say on Clarissa. I'm going to put her in You Go Girl because, you know, again, wasn't perfect.
Woman.
Basically is two teenage boys who use their computer to create the perfect woman. The premise is insane and I kind of love it. Again, it wasn't something I watched at the time. It's actually something I watched much more recently. It's a very strange premise and it definitely should have been a film and not a show. The theme song is great. Weird science. The style of the woman that they create, they make her like a caricature. Think Jessica Rabbit. The outfit slap. I can't argue with that. I don't know how realistic it is for a teenager to be able to create a woman from scratch, but the fact that they felt like they needed to do it is perhaps where the teenage struggle is. So you know, I'm not going to hold it against them. I think the kids look like their age, kind of, sort of. I think I'm going to plop it in as if.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, for those who've lived under a rock, is about a kid from Philadelphia who comes from a not so wealthy background who gets sent to Bel-Air to live with his very wealthy aunt and uncle. Justice for Aunt Viv. Everybody knows the theme song. Please, it is not a party trick to be able to recite the lyrics to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Also, the composer of the theme song is Quincy Jones, so I don't need to hear anything else. I guess the problematic fave would be Carlton. Carlton is an absolute G. Another problematic fave would probably be Hillary. Hillary Banks is unreal. Style on point, vibe on point, aura on point. I probably watched the show mostly for her and Aunt Viv. The styling, honestly, between the two of them is unbelievable. Obviously, when I say Aunt Viv, I mean the original Aunt Viv. Not that it's that actress's fault. It was a very good time. It was wholesome. Depicted the life of a teenager in so much as it didn't really, but it was fun to just watch a black family have money. Future stars. Moving on. I'm going to put Fresh Prince in Monet. Theme tune, 10 out of 10. The premise is two siblings live in California and they start a band with their other mates, and that's kind of it. Not the strongest premise for a show, but we move. I guess Sly or Sylvester is the problematic fave. I don't hate him though. I think he's got more sense than most of them. My problem is Matt. Matt's annoying. He's so dweeby and irritating. I've already said in my other video that they absolutely do not look 15 or 16 or 17 or 18 even. And I've also said that I think Jenny's fashions are absolutely on point. Every scene, she got the memo. I would say in the realm of future stars, I never really heard of any of them again. So, fortunately, California Dreams is going to talk to them. Daria is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Daria is about Daria, who's a highly intelligent and cynical, sarcastic girl boss. And she is having to deal with her moronic family. Her dad is such an idiot. Her sister is an idiot. And her mum's an idiot. Can I say that? You're standing on my neck. La, 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 la. Friend Jane Lane is an aspiring artist, and she honestly is probably the coolest person to have walked the planet Earth in animation form. Style is a 10 out of 10. This is god tier stuff. The writing is impeccable. The acting and voiceover acting is absolutely impeccable. I'd say a problematic fave would be Quinn, her younger sister, because although not the brightest, I actually love her. She makes Daria even funnier. And sometimes she comes out with things and you're like, yes, Quinn. I also like Brittany, the cheerleader. I think she's cool as well. But Daria and Jane are iconic status. I've got no notes. The theme song is amazing. You're standing on my neck. This show is a 10 out of 10. If you have not watched Daria, you are missing out. Go, run now. Stop watching this. Don't stop watching this. Watch to the end. But go and watch Daria because it is absolutely elite and it is going straight up to the top. Chef's Kiss, absolutely amazing. It is about a young girl called Alex Mack who gets splashed by an experimental chemical and then realizes that she has special powers like turning herself into blobs, but she has to keep her powers a secret because the company that created the experimental chemical are after her. Alex Mack looked like the age that she was supposed to be portraying. It was fun, it was cute, it was wholesome. The only thing I will say was a little bit repetitive. It's like, okay, the company's coming, okay, another episode, the company's coming. coming, that you could hide from the company. It was giving repetition. I actually really liked her style. She had quite a tomboyish style, and she used to wear like a backward cap and like baggy t-shirts, baggy jeans. We never heard from her again, as far as I know, but again, she was doing God's work. So I'm going to give Alex Mack, I'm going to put it in Monet. I'm not doing Freaks and Geeks because I haven't watched enough episodes. Are you afraid of the dark? Yes, I am. Yes, I very much am. This show was so terrifying, so terrifying. I'm hoping to do a Halloween special when we get to October, but oh my God, it was about a group of kids, teenagers called the Midnight Society who all get together and tell each other ghost stories. It was absolutely terrifying. I mean, I'd always watch it sort of behind a cover, but theme song, nothing to write home about. Didn't matter. As soon as I saw the blue sepia toned color filter that they had, I was like, oh Lord, it's about to be a mess. I'm about to be a mess. It wasn't strictly about being a teenager because it was more about the ghost stories. So I can't really say that it depicted being a teenager particularly well, or that the style was something to write home about, but it didn't matter because the actual show itself was absolutely chef's kiss. And in terms of breakout stars, future stars, guess who was in an episode of this as well? Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling is doing too much. Did he have a childhood? I'm going to put Are You Afraid of the Dark in You Go Girl because it was almost too scary to put at the top. There you have it. My ranking of teenage shows from 1990 to 2000, the ones that I could be bothered to anyway. My opinion is obviously sacred, so I will not be taking comments nor concerns on my list and on my ranking. So I'm only joking. You can comment below if you agree with this ranking system. I really enjoyed doing this. It was fun. It was stupid as usual, very dumb, but very fun. I'll be back next week with a probably more normal video. I'm not actually going to be in the country, but I'm going to try and film a video before I go and edit it when I'm there because I care. Honestly, can't believe that this is my 10th video. I honestly did not think I would keep this up for this long. I know that's nothing to some people, but to me, it's like making YouTube videos is not easy. So thank you for sticking along for the ride. I hope you come back next week. If you want to check out more reviews, you can do so somewhere here or there. I can't be bothered to figure out which way it is. And thanks for being here. Okay, bye. If you want more videos, not like this one, because this one took forever and there's no way in hell I'm ever doing this again, subscribe.